Good afternoon to everybody. We want to thank Miriam and also Rabbi Eddie Feigelman for sponsoring this Dvar Torah. It's Le'ilu Lishmat Rabbi Eddie's father, Yehuda ben Yechiel Michel, that he should have Aliyah Began Eide. We want to take also this opportunity as a Kehillah to thank Rabbi Eddie and also to Miriam, but first of all to Rabbi Eddie for everything that he's given to the Kehillah, not only to our Kehillah, but also to the wider Kehillah of Netanya, to the Israel and others. First of all, for his wonderful davening. He's a real Baal Tfilah. His nusach is very, very, very exact. Mamash, many times when I heard Rabbi Eddie davening on Rosh Hashanah, felt that I was like sort of in a yeshiva, very, very, his nusach reminded me mamash of my yeshiva days. And also for all the teaching of Torah, his participation in the Daf Yomi over here at the shul, and then afterwards he is giving the Daf Yomi in Young Israel. So as a couple, we're really going to miss you, your mamash b'nei Torah. And your presence is a loss for us, but a great gain for Yerushalaim. And as we know that any person goes to Yerushalaim, everything about Yerushalaim, the Torah that a person learns in Yerushalaim is even different to the Torah in Eretz Israel. It's a different madrega of Kedusha. And we wish you mamash all the hatzlacha that in your new home in Yerushalaim. So because it is Yom Yerushalayim on Wednesday, I wanted to say a couple of words on Yerushalayim, and I wanted to just give two explanations to what that in Tehillim it says that Yerushalayim is Ir Shechubra La Yachdav. It means that it's a Ir Shechubra La Yachdav, means that it's connected. It's a city of connections. What things are being connected? So, as I say, there are various explanations. I just want to, first of all, explain two. The one is, if I could say, like a modern application of an old theme. And the old theme is of the joining is two Yerushalims. As we know, there's Yerushalayim Shomala and Yerushalayim Shomata. There's a high Yerushalayim, the Maran Masechet Tanit speaks about it, and then there's Yerushalayim, this earthly Yerushalayim. And the two are joined. The modern, if I could say, twist to this is a very famous comment that Rabbi Dr. Yaakov Herzog, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, brings in his book, which I think I've quoted a couple of times. In the book, his speeches and his writings of people that dwells alone. And in it, this is an analysis of Rabbi Herzog. He says that, I don't remember the date, that in one of the space expeditions, one of the Apollo expeditions, which was conducted in the United States of America, so one of the astronauts, who was a religious man, he had a hookup with his pastor, with his church in Houston, Texas, and his pastor asked him. He said the other way around. He said that he'd like a certain Tehillim. He said that he wants to recite one of the Psalms whilst he's now in space. And the psalm that he chose was this Shir HaMa'alot, which speaks about Yerushalayim, and that Yerushalayim is Ir Shechubra La Yachdav. And Rabbi Yaakov Herzog was intrigued by this. What made the person who's now, he is a religious, observant Christian, who's now orbiting Earth, he's now far out in outer space. What made him choose, of all the Psalms, the psalm that spoke about Yerushalayim? Why did he? There's so many psalms which speaks about, for example, chapter 19, about the vastness and the grandeur of the universe and about the heavens and the stars. What was it that made him choose Yerushalayim? So Rabbi Herzog's interpretation is that he felt attached and not attached. He felt that here he was in outer space, but at the same time he was hooked up with a radio and he could communicate with Earth. So he was so far and so near at the same time. And he tried to find an expression to these emotions by trying to pick a prayer that somehow reflects these two so intense emotions, which on the one hand so far and so near, and being connected. And what came to his mind? The inyan of Yerushalayim. Because that's what Yerushalayim is. Yerushalayim is, on the one hand, it is a place like any other place. And yet, everybody knows that when one goes to Yerushalayim, there's something which is different. There's an atmosphere which is different. A person feels that there is the Shekhinah, and that somehow that there is hovering over this world something on the other world, something of a more spiritual, a greater world, and that this is the Ir Shechubra La Yachdav. So the Ir Shechubra La Yachdav is a city which connects the upper Yerushalayim and the lower Yerushalayim. And as I said, Rabbi Herzog, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, he had this fascinating explanation and interpretation of the choice of the astronaut of Yerushalayim. The second aspect of Yerushalayim is, which the Gemara says, that the joining is that Yerushalayim joins two tribes, the tribes of Judah, the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Benjamin. Because if you would take the Beit HaMikdash, as the Gemara in Masechet Yuma and other places said, and by the part of the Beit HaMikdash, it's like divided up into two. The one part, the eastern part, is with part of up to the Mizbeach is in the territory of Judah, and that's when the Sanhedrin is. The Sanhedrin had to be in the tribe of Judah. In other words, in the temple, in the Beit HaMikdash, that the Sanhedrin, the great Sanhedrin of 71 judges, their seat had to be in the Beit HaMikdash. That's a fascinating concept that everyone speaks about in Parshat Mishpatim, that the Sanhedrin had to be in the very confines of the Beit HaMikdash. And then in the more western section, where the Kodesh is and the Holy of Holies, that belonged to, or that was in the confines of Binyamin. And so there's Torah, and there's the Shekhinah in which Judah and Binyamin are now attached. They are mechubarim in Yerushalayim. And why was it that the tribe of Binyamin, why did they merit that the Kodesh Kodashim and the Holies, why did that part in which the Shekhinah is mamash resting in the Beit HaMikdash, why is it that their tribe was chosen? And the reason is because they were the only tribe that were not involved in the Mechirat of Yosef. So Yerushalayim has to be a land of connections, a land of Chibur. And the intensity within Yerushalayim, the place of the Beit HaMikdash where the Kodesh Kodashim is, it has to be free of all machloket. And therefore, Davka over there, in the territory of Binyamin, was the only one who was not involved in the sale of Yosef. That's where Hashem chose to have his Shekhinah. And that's what we hope for, that as we celebrate Dom Yerushalayim, that's all the machloket that unfortunately there still is at the very time and in the midst of the war, so that Bezat Hashem, that everyone will rise and be able to unify and to not have these maklokot. In that way, we'll be able to get all the blessings that are inherent in Yerushalayim, of it being a place of the Shekhinah, a place of Yishechu B'Yadai Yachdav. So Shabbat Shalom and Yom Yerushalayim Sameach to all of you, to all of us.